All right, so today we are going to be going over how to find our part, whole, or our percent. So whenever we have part, whole, or percent, so when I say part, that means like my numerator. And if I say whole, we know that's my denominator, my total, or my percent, and we know that percent is something that has a percent sign behind it. And we know that percent is always out of 100. So the first question is, Alana spent $24 of her $60 paycheck on a gift. So what percent of her paycheck was spent on the gift? So a strategy that I used was I said Alana spent $24. So I highlighted that pink. So every time we see anything that's highlighted pink, that lets me know that it's my part. And then out of her $60 paycheck, that means she made $60 in total. So I highlighted it in red. So the question says, what percent? So I know that I'm trying to figure out what percent did she spend on her paycheck, take out of her paycheck. So the first question I always ask myself is, what's my part? $24. What is my whole? 60. And what is my percent? Question mark, because we do not know. Now, we have to make sure that we simplify or reduce our fractions to figure out how many pieces we're going to have in our strip diagram. Now, the only fraction that I can use right now is my part and my whole, which is 24 over 60. So I find the common factor that they share, the greatest common factor, and that would be 12. So I divide both my numerator and denominator by 12, and I get 2/5. This lets me know that I should have 5 parts in my strip diagram. So notice right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. And that means that I'm only worried about 2 pieces of that strip diagram. So now I need to label. I know that I'm always going to start with 0%. And then if I need to figure out how much does each piece equal out to in my strip diagram with percents, I divide 100 divided by 5, and that gives me 20. So each piece is equal to 20%. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%, because percent is always out of 100. So now I know that my fraction is out of 5. So I'm going to start with 0, 0 out of 5. And then I'm just going to continue going until I get to 5/5, which equals to 1 whole. I know that 0% is equivalent to 0 over 5. 20% is equal to 1/5. 40% is equal to 2/5. 60% is equal to 3/5. 80% is equal to 4/5. 100% is equal to 5 over 5, which equals to 1 whole. So then when I'm using this model, I need to figure out what is 2/5 equivalent to as a percent, and that answer would give me 40%. So now I know what my percent is. My percent is 40% of the paycheck that she has spent on the gift. So the next question says, the gas gauge is showing 25% of the fuel remaining from a full 12-gallon tank. So now we're trying to figure out how many gallons are still in the tank. So in this problem, they already gave me my percent. But now in this problem, I know my whole, because I know that she got, or the person got, or their car can get a full 12 tank of 12 gallon of tank. Full 12 gallons to go in their tank. So now I'm trying to figure out how many gallons are still in the tank. So I know that I'm trying to figure out what's the part that's still remaining. So if I'm going to drive, I'm trying to figure out what's the part that's still remaining after I've already used 25% of my fuel. So the first thing I'm going to say is, what's my part? That I don't know. What is my whole? 12. And then what is my percent? 25%. Now, in the previous video, we already knew our part and our whole, so that's how we made our fraction. But in this question, we only know our percent. So that's how we make our fraction, which is 25% over 100. All right, so come back to part 2 of the video so I can continue going over this question, and you can get the next question after our last question after this.